back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in on today's video. We are initiating the final episode here, well, possibly the final, we might have one more, of the sled pull preparation for the DUALLY 6.0 powerstroke. Today's Monday, so we're 2 days away from actually sled pulling the DUALLY, and this is probably going to be one of the biggest things that we're doing in this whole little series. So I've got a bunch of parts scattered all over this table, and so I'm going to go over each one and let you guys know what exactly we got going on. So we're going to start right here with our 6.7 powerstroke fuel pump. That's right, we're going to be putting a 6.7 powerstroke pump on the DUALLY 6.0 that we have up on the hoist here. So this used to be on the race truck, so this should be pretty easy to install. We've got the harness here, so this will actually plug into your factory 6.0 harness, and then we've already got the adaptive, or the we've already got the replacement pigtails that will plug into our 6.7 pump. And then of course we got our secondary filter. Probably the worst thing about these pumps is the fact that they use these weird quick connect fittings right here. So I spent, when I did the race truck, I spent a buttload of money on these fittings to get those things. But we have them all here. We should be able to plumb this thing, no problem. And then like I said, the wiring's already set up for it. Literally just going to plug it in, mount the fuel pump up, run our lines, and that part of it will be good to go. Now, in conjunction with this, now the race truck had a sump, so that's how we fed the 6.7 pump. But obviously we want to keep the stock fuel tank, which I got right over here, and we want to keep the stock fuel tank in the DUALLY. So we have this beautiful product right here from riffraff diesel performance. High volume fuel pickup, 99 to 2007, 6.0 and 7.3. So this sucker right here, this thing is so freaking cool. I've been eyeballing this thing back when I had my 7.3. So the sending unit is inside of this big tube here, and then we've got our feed, we've got our return here. And so if you look up top, literally this will just plug into your factory sending unit. And then we've got two -8 feed and return ANJIC style fittings up top. So really pumped and excited to get this thing installed. But basically all we're going to do is run a normal -8 line off of here that'll go to our 6.7 pump, and then off of our 6.7 pump back to the return of this sending unit. So really cool option. If they had like a pump inside of this thing, that would be even more crazy and awesome. But yeah, really awesome option here, guys. So excited to get that installed. So this truck has 205/75 injectors. We already had an XDP regulated return, but because we're going to the 6.7 powerstroke pump with this pickup, we want to go ahead and do the fuel bowl delete. So because we do not need another fuel filter up top. So we've got the XDP. This is like the add-on kit that you can get, that just basically eliminates the upper fuel filter. And so we've got our Y fitting. So this will be your feed into this Y, and then off of this, the -6 lines right here that go to the front of the head. So really simple, really easy, no problem there. For our return off of our regulated return, we'll use one of these two fittings to simply run that back to our 6.7 pump for the return side. Of course, we're gonna need a lot of this, but this actually came with the regulated return fuel bowl delete kit. So hopefully we got plenty there, and then we've also have this little bundle here. I think it came with a FAST at one point, but that is -8 as well. And of course, if we need any fittings, I've got a nice assortment and collection here, just in case. Now, for those of you that end up deleting your upper fuel filter, you're going to want to go ahead and get yourself a 6.4 powerstroke upper oil filter assembly. So because we don't need this, the 6.0 ones are all one piece. You can see they're all connected here. Well, the 6.4s have the exact same filter housing, but it just doesn't have the upper fuel filter. So we're going to be installing this to get rid of this whole assembly. Should clean up the engine bay very nicely. And last but not least, of course, while we were pulling the fuel tank out, we had a little incident here. Yep, that's that's unfortunate, but luckily, somehow I had one. I can't remember. I think I bought a rust-free bed, and this was still connected, and so I've been saving this. And wouldn't you know, perfect timing. That happened. I've got a perfectly clean, brand new one. Basically, we'll clean this sucker up and go ahead and get this installed. Now we've actually already got all of the factory stuff off of the truck. So we've got our sending unit out of the fuel tank. We've got all of our factory fuel lines, upper fuel filter, fuel pump. Everything is removed. Basically, at this point, we are just going back together. So we're going to start with our fuel tank over here. Right here, we've got the fuel tank. So we're going to go ahead and get the riffraff diesel high fuel volume pickup installed into our fuel tank, get that cinched down, and then we'll start running some line and get our 6.7 pump mounted up. Let's do it.
Hottest beats.
Sled pull, activate. Might be this time where the factory bump stops would have been nice to have.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, sorry. Didn't know I shouldn't be talking.
All right, guys, it is the next day here. We ended up pulling a pretty late night last night trying to get this thing ready to go. And we did officially get the 6.7 pump installed and also got our upper fuel filter delete installed as well. And then you guys just saw that we did some other things here too. So we're going to go over some of this stuff and then maybe we'll do a quick rip in the old truck. Okay, so like I said, we got the 6.7 pump installed. There's not going to be a really good way for me to show you guys all that well. But basically, you can see here our upper fuel filter is deleted now. And we have the 6.4 oil filter housing here. You can see one of our lines, this line here, that goes down to our head on the passenger side. You can see the fitting right there. And then same thing on this side. Obviously, there's a lot more a lot more junk over here on this side. And then down in here, so we have our return coming off of our regulated return and going back to the 6.7 pump. And then of course we have the feed off of the 6.7 pump, and you can just barely see the Y down there. You can see that's where the Y's to the 2-6 lines that feed the front of the heads. Like I said, we already had the other part of the regular return that already fed to here, already installed. So pretty basic, really. Yeah, definitely helped clean up the engine bay a little bit. Looks a little bit nicer in here. So here she is, looking good. If you peep underneath the truck, we got our traction bars installed. Give a little bit of a close-up here. So that should help with any axle wrap that we have. Hopefully prevent that. And then what you guys saw earlier is we did end up strapping the front end here. Kind of came up with a cool little way to do it. We've got just a Tractor Supply special strap here. And then we bolted it to the frame up top here. And then cut the one end off of the ratchet portion. And then just looped our strap through. And then the ratchet itself is actually bolted. We've actually got the front end cinched down quite a ways. So that should help with any wheel hop that we get up front. Should take care of that. Don't worry, we've got the hubcaps for it up front. We're gonna hopefully try to clean this thing up a little bit. We just flipped the key on, 6.7 pumps running. We're pushing about 69, 70 PSI. We'll probably adjust that a little bit, get that back down to 60. But that goes to show you, so just putting the 6.7 pump on this truck, we've increased our pressure from 60 to 70 between the stock pump and the 6.7 pump. We'll go ahead and fire this thing off now.
Here we are getting in position to do some recording. Cody told me just to record everything, so I'm going to document step one, which is getting over where he wants me to be while he's doing whatever it is that he's doing. Shoo, doggy. That was pretty gnarly.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow is the truck pulls. Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow is the truck pulls, and we've got, hopefully we can compete and have a good time. I hope to see some of you guys there. Like I said, Calhoun County Fairgrounds up here in Michigan. Come and hang out. It starts at, truck pulls start at 7. If you want a truck pull, be there around 5-ish for registration, weigh in, all that stuff. So thanks guys for tuning in. See you guys at the pull.